In this Cardano update, we're going to be looking at some of the blockchain upgrades that are happening to Cardano because it is now June almost and the Vassal hard fork is coming. So big upgrades in terms of what Cardano can do. So I'm going to leave the timestamps in the description below if you want to flick through to each upgrade. First one I'm going to look at is another Cardano bridge that has come up. So if you want to bridge USDC from Ethereum over to Cardano, another bridge has been set up here. What I like about this, obviously, is USDC needs to be in Cardano, right? So we have ADA as an asset that we can use to buy NFTs or trade around, but you really need stablecoins. And I feel like a lot of the applications on Cardano have been far too slow to implement stablecoins and stablecoin use cases. They may be waiting for the Vassal hard fork in June, but for me, this needs to happen quicker. Luckily, we do have another bridge that will let you swap USDC from Ethereum over to essentially the Milcometer chain. And then the Milcometer chain, you can then obviously use applications on Milcometer if you want, or even switch that over to your Flint wallet over on the Cardano blockchain. So this is another one right here. It's Iagon. You can swap from Ethereum and then switch it over to actually Milcometer, as you can see here. So you'd connect your MetaMask wallet, get your USDC over from that chain. You know, one of the downsides of this is it's on Ethereum, right? So a lot of people don't use Ethereum because it's expensive. But if you're a big investor, you might want to, you know, put USDC over and go and earn some yield on some of the DEXs on Cardano. I still believe that some of these DEXs need to up their game in terms of liquidity pools and, you know, earning yield through stable coins. So these are the first steps to actually be able to get stable coins over to the Cardano ecosystem. So, you know, it's just going slowly for me, but obviously these are the first steps that you need in order to actually then start some liquidity pools on these DEXs on Cardano. If you do want to earn passive income on your ADA, obviously you can stake it on the blockchain. But for now, there aren't really DeFi applications that let you earn double yield. That's coming later on this year. Go and use Nexo or something like it if you want to earn extra passive income on ADA. They pay 6% on ADA. They actually pay 6% on BTC or up to 6% as well, and Ethereum as well. I'll leave a link to them below because you can get $25 of Bitcoin as a deposit bonus if you deposit $100. So pretty decent in terms of deposit bonus. In terms of another upgrade for Cardano, Mithril is coming really soon as well. Now, this isn't part of the Vassal hard fork or anything, but this is something that will really decentralize Cardano way more. So for right now, if you want to be part of the Cardano blockchain and really help with decentralization, you can download the Daedalus wallet on your computer, and you can go to cardano.org and you download the wallet, and that is a full node wallet. So I don't recommend anyone do that if you don't want to run a full node on your computer. It's really resource intensive and it takes a long time to sync, but it is a decentralized window into the blockchain. Like if you have that node, you have that node wallet, you are, you know, censorship resistant. No one can tell you to do anything. No one can block your access, like what can happen on MetaMask in some instances. So if you want to do that, download Daedalus. However, it's not a good long-term solution. So what Mithril is going to do is create snapshots of the blockchain and allow light wallets. So think, you know, Yoroi or Eternal Wallet or Flint Wallet or something like that, being able to take these snapshots of the chain so that you can really have a version of the blockchain running through that light wallet. Now, what that means is that you can help decentralize the node infrastructure, which is amazing, but you can also have truly censorship resistant decentralized access to the blockchain so that you can use a light wallet without having to download the full chain and have that peace of mind that you can do what you want and no one can stop you. I think that's really awesome. Now, this is coming this month. They said that they're going to have essentially the open sourcing of the code, I think in June. And then after that, it's going to happen towards, you know, the tail end of this year where they move it through to kind of test nets, main nets, things like that. So yeah, really interesting that this is going to be the future of Cardano. Now, Ethereum is working on something similar. They call it light clients, but it's really a really decentralized way to actually access the blockchain. So yeah, this is coming and it's going to help with decentralization. Something else that Cardano have updated us on is the progress in Africa, or more specifically Ethiopia. So obviously what they're doing there is, actually on the ground, getting small businesses to be part of Project Catalyst, or iRobe as they call it there. So essentially trying to invest in startups and use Cardano as that infrastructure. Now, this is obviously a really long-term play, right? So I don't think any announcements about this are going to change the price of Cardano at all, but you're just slowly adding diversified use cases to the Cardano blockchain. And that means, what we hope is that ADA then gets a solid fundamental value underneath it. Now, what they're doing is actually trying to onboard 1 million students onto this, and this is through the Ethiopian government. So this is a government plan to put 1 million students on this year, and then 5 million students onto the Cardano blockchain by end of next year. So that is a lot of users, and obviously using the Cardano blockchain. But obviously what they're doing here as well is using funds that are gathered through Project Catalyst. So that's every time someone uses the Cardano blockchain, a portion of fees goes to this fund, which is to fund what they call real fires, actually fund projects in various different countries using the Cardano blockchain for lending, borrowing, and investing into startups. During this bear market, I've been thinking a lot about how L1 blockchains accrue value. I believe over the long term, all of this speculation is just going to go by the wayside. When institutions invest in this stuff, they really are going to look at, hey, how can this coin accrue value over the long term? And so there's obviously, that's a video for itself, but I believe Cardano is one of them that can, and I believe there's some that can't. And there's going to be different levels, of course. Bitcoin and Ethereum can accrue a lot of value, especially Ethereum. Block space is incredibly expensive on Ethereum, and that means it can accrue a lot of value for holders of it. And that's a good thing. And they can scale through layer 2. I think Cardano is kind of a mix between Bitcoin and Ethereum in that respect. They can scale as well. I want to highlight some applications that I think are doing well that can accrue value. Something like JPEG Store, where, as you can see, if you go on here, you can only trade in ADA right now. I would like this to maybe add USDC when it's possible. I think having stablecoins is going to be a really big value add for a lot of users. I don't think the majority of users are going to want to hold tons of risk assets in order to buy products and services. And so I think stablecoins really are important, and they're just nowhere to be seen on ADA right now. I think that's something that needs to improve. Looking at Sunday Swap as well, I don't believe that a decentralized exchange is a killer application that's going to draw thousands or millions of users to Cardano. It's really just one use case. So again, on here, on Sunday Swap, you can see that there's really no stable coins on here. I can't believe it's been literally on the mainnet for months and months now, and there's no stable coins. You need stables. No one wants to trade against a risk asset like ADA, right? You need stables. I have no idea why stables aren't on here. So if you go ahead and look at all of the most used apps right now, you'll see that most of them are games, and most of them are on Ethereum and layer 2 solutions on Ethereum, and side chains on Ethereum, which obviously makes sense, Polygon and BNB chain. This is where a lot of the applications that are popular now are being used. Why is PancakeSwap so popular? It's because there are so many games that are actually being used on BNB chain. And so when you get those tokens through play to earn, you want to swap them for dollars, right? Or, take them out of the game. And so PancakeSwap does a ton of trade with stable coins. And so that's the thing that I need to see improve with Cardano, is having applications that really draw in users. You can see that Magic Eden here is a really great NFT site, and that's on Solana, but obviously Solana NFTs are on OpenSea as well, which is obviously down here. So a lot of the big applications right now, Polygon, BNB chain, really the two major ones. And so obviously you can't see Cardano apps on here, which is crazy, but what we want to see is more of these use cases. Cardano really is different. It's going for kind of real investments in the real world and being a link between traditional finance and crypto finance as well. And I don't see too many of these types of games on here, but if they did, that would be use cases that really draw people into the Cardano ecosystem. Not to do Cardano a disservice, you can actually see all of the applications that are launching on the blockchain on a site like Cardano Cube. This is a community site, so what I can see here is just a very diversified set of applications, which is good. Remember, Cardano staking yields are coming down, right? So they're actually getting much less over time. Cardano is becoming more scarce as an asset, but then its ecosystem is obviously going in the other direction, more and more building on it. Over the long term, obviously that's what you want. Short term, through a bear market, I really see two ways to attract users right now. One of them is through gaming, which is nothing to do with investing or anything like that. Completely separate from speculating on crypto. People don't want to do that in a bear market, but gaming can bring in non-crypto users. Don't see too many games that are really going gangbusters on Cardano yet. The other is lending and borrowing. What do people want to do in a bear market? Well, maybe they want to just get some staking yields on some stable coins. And so whether you have to do that through incentive programs, these lending applications need the Vassal hard fork first, and then they can start their applications. There may be incentive programs that can bring users over from different ecosystems into Cardano. ADA are playing the long game, as we know, and just doing the right things to set up a proper, reliable infrastructure that businesses can build off. That's all we need. And then the ADA token being scarce. It's literally all we need over the long term if you're an investor. If you want to get some passive income, check out Nexo. If you put $100 on the system, they'll give you a $25 deposit bonus as well. I'll leave that link in the description. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.